phone. There we go. What's up, YouTube? Grabbing you guys on hop that iCard. What's up, guys? Here we go. And this is indeed Wkcv, the voice of Keystone College. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, guys, to Sports Talks here on Wkcv, the voice of Keystone College. Like I said, guys, I will be your host for this evening, and the one, the only, JT. And guys, what a week it has been. Like, and I mean that. What a week it's been in sports. I mean, NL and ALCS, literally both the Dodgers and the Red Sox are one game, I should say, away from going to the World Series. I mean, we're about to have a Red Sox-Dodgers World Series. That's going to be interesting, because I know a lot of people want to have a Yankees-Dodgers World Series, and a lot of people are actually saying that whoever won that Boston-New York series is probably going to win the Super Bowl, or not the Super Bowl, going to win the World Series. I'm already getting my words tied up, and I'm cool with that, because honestly, the NFL's kicking off really good. Pittsburgh, they're doing good. But, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see, and I really want to see what happens in terms of these next couple weeks, and I'm actually going to go ahead, and I actually want to go ahead, talk a little bit about, what's it called? How can I put it? I mean, there's no easy way for me to put this. I want to go ahead, and I want to talk about NFL picks, guys. It's something that's been a staple on this show that really gets everybody going. It's one of the more popular segments I got going on. On this show, and really, it's probably one of the best segments, and I enjoy talking about my picks. Because, honestly, oh, man. Again, it gets everybody going. So let's go ahead. Let's jump right into it. And this week, it's a little bit tough, but at the same time, it's a little bit easy. Because honestly, you have a lot of games that are going to be interesting to watch. There are going to be a lot of games. I mean, I already see a 9:30 game, Tennessee against Los Angeles. I know where that. We know where that is. That's in Wembley, folks. All right, that's in London. And it's going to be interesting because the Chargers are used to playing in Wembley. So, but that's not the first game I'm going to talk about. That'll be the next game I'll talk about. But honestly, let's go ahead. Let's knock out this first game. Denver against Arizona. Honestly, Denver, how can I put it? A lot of people and a lot of experts are really giving a favorite over to Denver. And for whatever reason, I don't know. Oh, honestly, I think it's an absolute joke that Denver is even being considered as a favorite. I honestly think that you're better off picking, Denver is a favorite. How can I put this? Denver is a favorite, but at the same time, they're better off, not being a favorite. Backtrack. Let me rephrase. Hang on. Let me rephrase all that I just said. Arizona is better off not being a favorite. And pretty much the reason being is because they really don't have anyone anymore. I mean, Tyron's gone. I mean, Patrick Peterson's still on the defense, right? I mean, David Johnson's still your good halfback. Apparently, Jones is supposed to be good, but really, I mean, you also got Larry Fitzgerald out there. But I mean, who can you trust? I mean, that defense is not the best anymore. I mean, maybe if you have Tyron still, maybe you make the argument, but I mean, I personally can't make that argument. And I can't bring myself to. So, I mean, honestly, I gotta go ahead and I gotta, how can I put it? I gotta go ahead and I gotta give it to Arizona. Or I gotta go ahead and give it to Denver on this one. Denver is honestly, I think, it's a 1-point favorite, but honestly, do not be surprised if Denver goes ahead and there's no easy way to put this. Don't be surprised if Denver goes ahead and absolutely destroys Arizona. Only reason is because, I mean, I just said it. The offense is not that good for Denver anymore. It hasn't been. Or for Arizona, I should say. The offense isn't good for Arizona. And I mean, Denver has one of the most underrated defenses still with Von Miller or Chris Harris Jr. they definitely can do some serious damage. I mean, look last week. I mean, they kept it close in a sense. They kept it close with the Rams. I mean, they almost beat the Rams. So really, it's not that the Broncos are a bad team. It's just they're getting the bad stick of everything. So I'm gonna go with Denver tonight, right? Because they're gonna make up for the loss last week. Tennessee against the Chargers. Honestly, it's a 6.5 point favorite for Los Angeles, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is again another game that's closer than the experts think. I mean, Mariota needs to have a breakout game, and I think this is the game that if he wants to have a breakout game, this is the game he has to do it. And that's honestly the best way to put it. I mean, there's no other way. He can't have like, how can I put it? Mariota can't keep doing this bad. I mean, it's hard to even say that because Mariota had so much pride. He's coming out of Oregon, I should say. Hey, I mean, him and Winston were 1-2, and what have they both been? I mean, Mariota's somewhat lived up to the hype. I mean, he got Tennessee to the playoffs last year, but what did he do after that? Like, and that's my question. What did he do after that? He didn't really do much, right? Hey, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have to go with Tennessee on this one. As much as it kills me, Tennessee is probably gonna be the favorite going into these next couple of weeks. So give me, like I said, give me Tennessee, or give me Los Angeles. But like I said, do not be surprised if Mariota goes ahead and tries to go off, because honestly, like I said, there's no reason for him not to go off. So give me Mariota and give me the Titans. Up next, New England against Chicago, and for whatever reason, New England's a 2.5 point favorite. They're not like a 6.5 point where. And honestly, had you asked me a couple of weeks ago, I probably would have said that New England is going to go ahead and absolutely blow them out of the water. But, I mean, the addition of Khalil Mack has just been an absolute burst of energy for that Chicago defense. And really, it's gotten to the Bears, and they've definitely shown it in terms of, performance-wise. I mean, 3-2, give or take, they did lose to the Dolphins, but I mean, any of their losses, they're keeping close, which is good. And honestly, I think that's something that's going to be it's going to be beneficial. I think Khalil Mack's going to bring a lot of pass rushing against New England. However, I don't think that. However, when it comes to comparing the offenses, I mean, look at Gronkowski compared to, I don't know, like, who's Chicago's best receiver? Taylor Gabriel? Well, so really, you can't really compare, Gronk to Gabriel, because, I mean, obviously, Gronk probably the best tight end in the NFL today. And then Taylor Gabriel, who 34 targets, 303 yards, I get that, but really, offensively, it's really just Jordan Howard, right? I mean, not really that many targets. So, I mean, I think New England's definitely going to take advantage of, like, the offensive matchup, but when it comes down to the defensive matchup, I think it's pretty even. And so I'm going to go ahead and I got to go with New England on this one. I think New England definitely does. I think Chicago definitely does keep it close up until about the fourth quarter, and then Brady just does what Brady does and just pull away in the fourth quarter. So give me New England in this one. Buffalo against Indianapolis. What can I say about Buffalo? Like, really, Josh Allen's been pretty decent for them, I guess. And, like, that, I guess that's the best way to put it. And, I mean, you got Andrew Luck behind center for the Colts. And it's a game where nobody's going to really pay attention to. Simply because of the fact that both teams are atrocious right now. 2-4 for the Bills, 1-5 for the Colts. It's going to be, I mean, I guess it's going to be Josh Allen against Andrew Luck. I mean, are both of them hurt? Like, I personally, part of me wants to go, and like, this is tough, because part of me wants to go with Buffalo, because of LaShawn McCoy, and part of me wants to go with Indianapolis because it's in Indianapolis, and you got Andrew Luck behind center, but it's one of those games where it's like impossible to pick, because this is hard to say. Both teams suck. Like, that's the best way I can put it. Both teams suck. Wow. I don't know who to pick. I don't want to go with the line. I really don't, because I definitely think that 7.5 points. Do I think somebody could win by a touchdown? Absolutely. Do I think that somebody could turn around and win by a field goal? Well, absolutely. Do I think that both teams could lose or tie nothing going into the entire game? Absolutely not, because both those defenses, because if they can do that, go nothing in a tie into an overtime, folks, let's be realistic. If that's the case, they should not be 2-4 and 1-5. All right, because that is good defense. All right, that's good defense being played, as opposed to bad defense where they're giving up God knows how many. I'm gonna go ahead and this is tough. I might go Indianapolis. You know what? It's in Indianapolis. Andrew Luck's playing. I think Andrew Luck is definitely gonna expose the Bills defense. I definitely want to say Indianapolis on this one, but again, it's gonna be closer than the experts think. This is going to be a game that I think can definitely make my streak go. Say I'm winning like nonstop. Say I'm like undefeated in this week. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a game that ends that streak. So, I wouldn't be surprised if this kills a lot of people's picks. Houston against Jacksonville. Jacksonville is ticked. This is going to be another tough matchup because Houston is coming off of a couple of big wins, and they're also coming off of and they're coming off of a couple of big wins against Dallas, and well, they beat Buffalo, so that's not really a big win. And is it? All right, it is. And then Jacksonville coming off of an absolute joke to Dallas last week. I mean, 40-7, 48-7, something like that. Like, jeez. And like, this is the best. This team was voted the best defense in the NFL. Well, and how can I put it? I really think that, man, you can't even trust Jacksonville anymore. Or because it's a case of like they're projected to do good, but who knows? That or it's just Dallas does great against like good teams and bad against it's bad teams. So I don't know. So that might kind of help me pick out that Dallas game against Washington. But then again, Washington is like a mid-tier team, and we haven't really seen them face a mid-tier team. Dang. All right. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. Let's go with Jacksonville. Jacksonville is due for a win. I mean, if Blake Bortles can actually stay in the pocket and not throw interceptions constantly, I think that, Jacksonville can definitely do some damage. So I'm going to go with Jacksonville. Miami against Detroit. Man, Miami's been good. And again, that's something you don't think you'd say. Because, I mean, Miami has not been the best. I mean, 4-2 right now. They're keeping with New England, which is saying something. And so, you know what? Man. And then you also got, hang on, now I also think about it, you also got Detroit, who's been getting up there. They've been doing pretty good. 2-3. Oh, that's still good. But, I mean, it's good for Detroit. But, I mean, just bad in the first year. Bad in the first year. Or for the head coach. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say it's in Miami. I'm going to go with Miami. Yeah, I think Miami can definitely go ahead and get it done. And I think that who's going to be behind center? Is it going to be Osweiler or behind center? Osweiler against Matt Stafford. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'll say that Miami gets it done. Because they got to find a way to keep with New England if they want to make a playoff push. So I'm going to go with Miami. Jets, Vikings, honestly, 3.5 point line for Minnesota, and honestly, I would say it would be a blowout, but you can't really say that because you don't know because you don't know two things. One, you don't know what Minnesota team's going to show up because, I mean, they were projected to kill Buffalo by like 17 points, and they got killed by like 20. And then the Jets turn around. You don't know what team is going to show up for them because, I mean, opening week, they go ahead, they scored, I think, like 48 points against Detroit, and then got killed the last week. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say the Jets not the Jets. I'm going to say the Vikings on this one simply because of the fact that I think Kirk Cousins can definitely find a way to find a way to get through to this Minnesota team. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Minnesota on that one. Carolina against Philadelphia. Honestly, this is going to be a good game. Hands down. I definitely think that Philadelphia is going to go ahead, ride the momentum as to what they've had going on for them. I think Philadelphia definitely needs this win, and it's definitely against a good team. I mean, Carolina has done really well against, teams that are in the NFC East, specifically the Giants. And I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think I'm going to, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say Philly wins, and simply because of the fact that they were able to turn around and absolutely run over the Giants last week, 34-14, and Panthers, I mean, lost to the Redskins. So really, the question is going to be: is Carolina going to be able to shake off that last win against Washington? And again, Washington, pretty easy team in my opinion to beat. Because I mean, it's not really the best team in the NFL, but it's not the worst team. So, and Carolina, with the praises they've been getting and the talks that they've been having, I think that Carolina definitely should have won that game. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say Philly takes advantage of the fact that Carolina lost last week. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give it to Philly. So, yeah. All right. Then Cleveland against Tampa Bay. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say Tampa lost, or I think Tampa and Cleveland lost last week, right? Yeah, Tampa Bay lost to the Falcons and the Browns lost to the Chargers. And here's the funny thing. That was actually, I think, the largest loss they've had in a while. I mean, they lost 34-13, I believe it was. Or 14, I should say. Yeah, 38-14. And really, I think that Cleveland's definitely going to go ahead. They're going to get it done. And so I'm going to go ahead. I will say that I will say Cleveland gets it done against Tampa Bay. Definitely think that Cleveland is overdue for a win by a long shot. So, yeah, give me Cleveland. New Orleans against Baltimore. I'm going to go ahead and say this is going to be a really good game. I think Joe Flacco and Drew Brees, I think if you have them on your fantasy, definitely start both of them because both of them have been doing very well this year. I mean, Flacco is proving himself after, missing most of last season. I mean, he's 164 or for 264, so he's only missed 100 passes. So really 1,700 yards, almost 1,800 yards this year. And then Drew Brees, I mean, what can't you say about him? Already beat Peyton Manning's record, 148 for 190, 1658 to 11 touchdowns. Honestly, it's going to be a good matchup. I mean, even the running back matchup, even the wide receiver matchup. I mean, Michael Crabtree against Michael Thomas, is Alvin Kamara against Alex Collins. I mean, it's going to be a good game. I mean, I think that this is definitely a game that turns around and it goes down to the defenses. And I'm honestly going to say that I think New Orleans goes ahead. I think they beat Baltimore. But again, this game could probably be a lot closer than what the experts think. It's a 2.5 point game, but do not be surprised if this game goes to overtime. This game is going to go one of two ways, and I'll tell you how it's going to go. Either A, it's going to be a blowout for one team, or it's just going to be a shootout, and it's going to go into overtime, and the score into overtime is going to be like 18-18, something like that. And so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say New Orleans. Like I said, do not be surprised if this game goes into overtime. Washington against Dallas. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to say Dallas. Dallas is on a high like no other. Because they just beat the best defense in the NFL, and I can already hear Cowboy fans in my ears screaming, "Oh, don't pick Dallas, don't pick Dallas." Hey, Dallas fans, I want you to know something. Every time I picked you last year, you did good. So take this as a compliment. And all right, give or take, last time I picked you, you lost. But still, that was one time this season. This is the second time. Don't let me down. All right, second time I'm picking Dallas. All right, they're gonna be what? All right, Tim Washington. I definitely think Zeke goes off. I think Dak actually has a good game for once. And I think that Dallas actually finds out who their wide receiver actually is, who their star receiver is. So I'm going with Dallas. Yes, I know, right? I picked Cleveland, Dallas, and New England all in the same week. That's not good. Dang it. Why? I picked New England, Dallas, and Cleveland. And one of those teams is going to lose. Probably going to be Dallas, but that's me taking a shot at Dallas. Yes. All right. So, Rams against the 49ers. I don't even need to say anything. Rams kill the 49ers. Although, I will say this. 49ers did show life last week against Green Bay. However, Aaron Rodgers. All right. That's all I'm going to say. 49ers fans are now going to have nightmares. Because I just said the magic word. And Green Bay is sleeping and smiling and gonna watch this game on Fox probably, because I mean Green Bay's off this week. Should I tell you guys who's off this week? I'll tell you guys who's off. Seahawks, Steelers, Raiders, and Packers. Those guys are off this week. That's why I haven't picked the Steelers yet. Honestly, I think out of those teams, I think the Steelers definitely could win the bye. All right, that's beside the point. And then another really good, Sunday night game. I mean, it's Cincinnati against Kansas City. It's definitely going to be interesting. Patrick Mahomes took his first loss as a Chief last week as a starter. And it was interesting because he went toe-for-toe with Brady. And Kansas City is a 6-point favorite. All right, I'll put it to you like that. And really, I think that Kansas City is definitely going to hold a lot. I think Patrick Mahomes and Todd Gurley are probably going to fight for the MVP this year. But honestly, I got to see how that actually turns out. My bad. I want to see how that turns out, actually. And I think that Mahomes is going to be tested again by the Cincinnati defense. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with Kansas City on this one. And so, yeah. Kansas City over Cincinnati. But it's not going to be a 6-point game. I mean, honestly, do not be surprised if this game, again, is one of those games that potentially goes into overtime. Which is actually saying something. That would be interesting. A Sunday night game going into overtime? When was the last time we had that? So, I'll go with Kansas City. And then, Giants against Atlanta. Giant fans, I'm sorry, Giant fans. I would pick you guys. I really would. But you made it really hard for me. I mean, I wanted to pick you last week against Philadelphia. Then you got blown out. I wanted to pick you a couple weeks ago. Oh, you got killed. I mean, y'all making this difficult for me. I want y'all to know that. All right? It's upsetting me. I want to cry. All right? I want to cry. I was about to pick the Giants when they were facing Dallas, and then they lost. I mean, I was going to pick the Giants against the Saints, and then they got blown out. You know what? I'm going to go with Atlanta. I definitely think New York struggles. They absolutely continue. I mean, New York has to move on from Eli. All right? Whether it's release him or whether it's trade him. All right? Look at Tampa Bay. All right? You have two quarterbacks that want to be a starter, and they can definitely help you out. All right? Honestly, this is just a suggestion. You could definitely go for Fitzpatrick if, Tampa Bay's looking to get rid of him. But, I mean, who knows? You'd have to give up like a first-round pick or something. Nah, you wouldn't. Actually, maybe a fourth-round pick could do it. You definitely would have to give up picks and probably Eli. I wouldn't say another player. Probably just throw in Eli and a couple picks and you could get like Fitzpatrick or something like that. Or even if you wanted to, go to ask Cleveland for Tyrod. I mean, they don't need him anymore, right? All right. Well, that's beside the point. All right, guys, so I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm going to pick Atlanta for that game. And, yeah, that's going to do it for picks. Not a lot of teams playing this week. They got 4 teams off this week, so that's kind of why. And usually when you have 4 teams off, yeah, that kind of does it for you. So, all right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to make a deal with you guys. As always, I'll turn it over to 2 songs. Yep, 2 songs. And then I want to talk about a subject that's actually been on a lot of people's minds as of late, and really it's been driving me up the walls because a lot of people have been talking about it, and it's just been something that I have to talk about. Like if I don't talk about it tonight, I might cry myself to sleep if I don't. So, all right, guys. So, guys, I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You guys gotta stay tuned for that. So, guys, make sure you guys keep it locked here. Here, guys, you are listening to Sports Talks here on Wkcv, the voice of Keystone College, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Hey, guys, what's up? Kiss of Death. Yeah, I picked Dallas. Cleveland, and... yeah, hell froze over. I picked Dallas, Cleveland, and New England. What does that say about this week? I don't even know if... how's Tampa Bay been on the road? That's actually a good question. Because I think... are the Browns undefeated at home? Or on the road? Well, I think the Browns are undefeated on the road. What's up, Mark? What's up, Melanie? What's up, Mom? Yeah, sorry about cutting that the first stream early. It was like, it said it was like banned or whatever, or in like other countries. So I was like, fuck it, let me just go ahead. Let me just unban it. Yeah, so I shared this stream with the MLB True fans, but none of them have showed up yet. What does that say about you guys? Any MLB True fans out there? Anybody? Nah, you guys are just salty. Y'all know what's gonna happen. Let me go ahead, let me share it with these idiots. Whoops. Shit. There we go. One, and then we're gonna go ahead. Share this, share. Share to group MLB. Go ahead, plug in the headphones so I know how long I've got. We got 47 and 408. But no, it's going to be interesting to see. Wow. I'm not going to tell you guys what I'm talking about yet. If you're from the MLB Sports Fan page, you'll know what I'm talking about. Oh, but other than that, you guys don't know what I'm going to talk about. I have established myself. Like, the one thing I'm realizing is I have established myself as a troll. No. I already know what team I want to look at. Or, I already know what I'm going to do. Dodgers. Payroll. Contracts. Yep, contracts. Active contracts. Yankees have Giancarlo until 2029. That is funny. You know what the best part is? I can tell you later. Should we keep this? I'm a like I came missing. Can't do this, can't do that. There he is. Shut up. Roster. Picture. Roster. Let me go ahead and let me look at our recent lineup. Let me go ahead and let me look at the let me look at their game one. Nope. So 10? Oh no. Second. Or fifth. Second. Alright, we'll go team barrels. Alright, this is gonna be fun to talk about. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have fun with this. Because this is something that a lot of people are talking about, but at the same time, they don't necessarily know how to put it. And I'm gonna put a cane in it. Let's go. Wkcv, the voice of Keystone College, is back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, guys, to Sports Talks here on Wkcv, the voice of Keystone College. And guys, I am happy to be back. I am happy to be here there nonetheless. And guys, I honestly, there's no easy way for me to put this. I'm happy, you know, the Major League season is coming down to an end. I mean, we got what? Maybe 3 more games each of the CS. Well, technically 2, because I mean Dodgers and Brewers, they're going to be wrapping it up very soon, and Red Sox could end it tonight. But if they don't, I mean, you got 2 more. So yeah, about 3 more games in the AL and NLCS, both each technically, because 2 for both. Well, technically tonight, so 4. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. But it's going to be interesting to see these next couple of days, because how can I put this? The circle has been around one guy in particular, and for Yankee fans, it's been this guy and seeing how he's been performing. And guys, if you don't know who it is, it's Manny Machado, alright? Machado is, for those of you who don't know, shortstop, and a lot of people turn around and they'll make the argument, third baseman. But he's a shortstop for the Dodgers. He was on the Orioles. And a lot of people are turning around and they're saying that, you know, the favorite for Machado to go to is going to be the Yankees. And obviously Baltimore got rid of him because they didn't want to deal with this contract for the last little bit of it. And honestly, in a sense, they also didn't want New York to go ahead and get a better look at him, because if you guys obviously don't know, division rivals, Baltimore and New York. New York would have seen him a couple more times, so shifted him out to Los Angeles. Which, do I think is a smart move? So. Now, I want to go ahead and I want to address the elephant in the room about Machado. Alright? Now, a couple of people have brought up a couple of things. 1, he doesn't hustle. 2, he has an attitude problem. 3, they don't need him, in a sense. And 4, he's going to ask for too much money. 5, what are we going to do with him? Well, let me put it to you like this. I can answer all those questions right now, alright? So, first things first, let me explain about Machado and his play style. Yes, the guy plays dirty. I understand that, and with that comes a temper tantrum. However, at times, he's cooled down a lot as of late, alright? I will give him that. Back when he got into a little scruffle with Josh Donaldson, he has cooled down definitely a lot more than you think. Alright? Even when he got into it with Ventura, he hasn't been getting in that much trouble. Now, his style of play is, and I'm going to say this pretty much all the time, alright? His style of play is his style of play, alright? And any major league coach will tell you, if it is broke, do not fix it, alright? That is the same with every player, okay? Stanton, Judge, Gardner, or Hicks, you name it, Voit. I mean, and even players not on the Yankees. I mean, look at Ortiz back in the day. Look at Benintendi, Betts, Pierce, Martinez. Is all right. You look at each one of those, and pretty much you organize and it's a case of Stanton has hit 50 home runs on multiple times and has been on pace to hit 50 home runs each season. All right, has he done it? No. Oh, but can he do it? Absolutely. All right, absolutely he can do it. But the problem is this: all right. Hey, a lot of coaches will turn around and they'll make the adjustments and everything, but and that's the key word, they'll make adjustments, but in the end, it's going to be the player's job to turn around and make those adjustments. If they can make those adjustments, great. If they can't, it's their style of play. And Machado hasn't, he's been given instructions as to how to fix his game and everything like that, but Machado's been fixing it accordingly because it's what makes him comfortable. The one thing that I will always bring up about a major league player or about any sport is that you need to be comfortable, especially with baseball, especially with golf, especially with football, basketball. Even in running, everybody has to be comfortable with what they're doing. All right, you look at here. I'll use a perfect example: track. All right, for those of you who don't know, I do track for the school here. Well, and I've been doing it. This is like my maybe 14th year, maybe something like that. Been doing this for a while. And the thing is, every race, my stance has been the same, all right? For a distance runner, you have to stand up, all right? Hey, it's no getting into blocks and then turning around on your mark, get set, and then raise on set, and then go. It's just on your mark, go. Oh, all right? Now, my stance has always been the same. Hey, 3 steps back, and then pretty much I got to make sure that my left foot is in front, and then I take off with my right. Now, for a lot of people, they take off with their left. I take off with my right because it's what I'm comfortable with. If I take off with my left, I feel uncomfortable. Well, all right? Hey, so really, it's the same thing with everybody else. Also, you look at baseball players. You look at Turner, look at Joey Gallo. Has probably one of the widest stances in Major League Baseball. And yet it works for him because he's been able to kill the ball 475 feet, 444. He's had the longest distance. It's on Stack Track. So, really, it's what makes him comfortable. So we can't get mad at Machado for playing his game, all right? It's his game. We can't coach him, all right? We're just fans. We're spectators. When it comes to Major League Baseball, all right? These are professional athletes. They make their adjustments accordingly, all right? It's what makes them so expensive an expensive piece to their game. It's what makes some of these guys so elite. So, now I want to talk about the hustle, down to first base. He's, on a routine ground ball. If he knows he's getting out, all right. Now, if he knows he's getting out and everything like that, great. He's not hustling, all right? Is that a big deal? In a sense, yes. For a lot of people, it's a big deal because, who knows? Maybe first baseman makes an error or something like that. So you got to hustle. But if he turns around, it's like Altuve over at short or at second base, he's going to turn around and he's going to be like, all right, I'm out. Altuve rarely makes errors. Now, I get it. Hustling from home to first is probably the biggest key in any Major League Baseball game. All right, some players do hustle, some players don't. All right, Stanton, Judge, Gardner, or J.D. Martinez, those guys hustle. However, if you're going to go ahead and you're going to get at Manny Machado for not hustling to first base, you can get at a couple other guys for not hustling as well. Harper sometimes doesn't hustle out of the bag. Honestly, I think Turner doesn't hustle. Eduardo Nunez doesn't hustle. Kinsler sometimes doesn't hustle. And I'll bring up Joey Gallo again. Joey Gallo doesn't hustle out of the bag. And really, again, that's not their fault. All right? It's them, could you make the argument that it's them conserving their energy? Absolutely. Could you make the argument that, they should be hustling more often than not? Absolutely. However, it's what he chooses to do. Would he be punished for it? Honestly, we can't say if he would. We can't say if he wasn't. All right, we're not the coaches. We can't say that. All right. Now, I want to go ahead and I want to talk about. Everybody's saying the Yankees don't need him. However, they do. Now, this is the reason why. And a lot of people are going to turn around and they're going to say, "Oh, they don't need him because of the fact that they have Didi and everything." But honestly, with Didi's turntable to unknown because he just had Tommy John surgery, the Yankees kind of do need him. And it's going to be a case of and I kind of said this earlier. If I'm the Yankees, and say for example, Didi can come back, say in September, maybe August. Say he can come back in August, right? I'm gonna turn around and I'm not gonna play him at shortstop just yet. And I might not play him at shortstop for the rest of the year. I might turn around and play him at DH. It's simply because I want to work on his fielding and get him ready for next season, and to avoid any injuries further. All right, and Machado, I can put him over at shortstop, and a lot of people say he's gotten worse over at shortstop. Give or take the shortstop in. Now, a lot of people turn around and say third base and shortstop, in a sense, completely different positions. Honestly, I completely agree. You know, shortstop, a little bit more controlling over the infield because you got to take control of both the second baseman and the third baseman, and because you're pretty much the middleman of everything like that. And the shortstop usually has, I want to say, like the most... How can I put it? I want to say the shortstop has probably the most arm strength out of anybody on the diamond. And Machado definitely has some very good fielding in him. And honestly, I think he definitely does show it. And I want to say that Machado can go ahead and wind up winning. He can win a Gold Glove at shortstop if he puts in the work. But honestly, that's going to be up to Machado. Now, the thing is, and this is going to get a lot of people, again, at me for this, and I completely understand. Machado, give or take, this is his first year, technically, starting over at shortstop. It's been a very good transition for him, all right? Simply because of the fact that, you know, a lot... And how can I put this? At the beginning of the year, they started him at shortstop because they wanted to get Tim Beckham a couple of games starting over at third base because they want to try and get Tim Beckham experience. Now, Tim Beckham... Obviously, former Ray, got him in a trade. Beckham, not really that experienced. I mean, look, I looked at his games. He didn't really have 100 games. I mean, this year was the closest he had. I think he had 96 starts this year, about a 230, 15 home runs. I mean, not bad. Not bad for only having less than 100 starts. All right, so really, I want to see, you know, what Beckham can come through as, and moving Machado over there, or the shortstop, really is going to help him out. But then they traded him, and, you know, everybody was turning around, and it's like, why'd they trade him to Los Angeles? Isn't Corey Seager going to be a problem if he resigns with the Dodgers? And then the question, and turned around, Seager got hurt. So what happened? Machado took over shortstop, and he's done a pretty good job at it. And I mean, especially in this postseason. I mean, 3 home runs, 250 average, 9 RBIs, 1 stolen base. I mean, Machado's done his job. I mean, he's done his part taking over for Seager, who's honestly a big key in that lineup. Now, you look at the starts by the games by position. He's played 16 games at third base, 147 at shortstop. And a lot of people are going to turn around, and a lot of people have said, Yankees are going to bring him in as a third baseman. All right, let me explain something to you guys. A contract for Major League Baseball turns around and gives you the amount of money you're going to make, the amount of money that you're going to be on the team, or the amount of years you're going to be on the team, a player option, and a team option potentially, one of those two, a no-trade clause if you're good enough for it, and a couple other perks, possibly a signing bonus, who knows. The thing is with this is the thing. Out of all those things on the contract, it does not say where you're going to play. It'll turn around and it'll say, you know, it could say starter, it could say role player, or it could say, I mean, for a pitcher, it could say ace, relief, closer, stuff like that. All right, but at the end of the day, in a sense, that necessarily doesn't tell you what position you're going to play. All right, you look at David Ortiz's contract. Technically, David Ortiz is not a designated hitter. He was not a designated hitter technically. Now, the reason I say that is because he was brought in as a first baseman. Boston kind of just tossed him in there as a DH. I mean, same thing with Victor Martinez. I mean, a lot of people forget, Victor Martinez was a catcher. All right, at the beginning of his career, Martinez was a catcher. Then he got shifted over to first base. And then he turned around, and what happened? And wound up being a DH. But again, he's not a DH registered on his contract. He's a first baseman / catcher just in case for interleague play. So really, the argument turns around, and it's like, you know, could we turn around and say that Machado's going to go ahead and play left field? Absolutely, because it's in his contract. And a lot of people turned around, they said, where will we put, what would we do with Machado? Oh, and honestly, I kind of thought about it for a second, and this is what I thought of. Oh, Sanchez, and this is kind of what I thought for the depth chart. Machado at catcher, or not Machado. Sanchez at catcher, Voit at first, Torres second, Machado or Didi at third or at short if Didi comes back this season. You know what? Let's say Didi doesn't come back this season. Didi at short, or third base Andujar, left field McCutchen, Hicks in center, Judge in right, Stanton DH. Not that big of a deal. Not that much of an adjustment. All right, pretty good lineup. Pretty good depth chart. Now let's say Didi does come back. Heck, what do? Can't sit Stanton. Can't sit Judge. You could probably make the argument for Sanchez, but then you got to train someone to play catcher. So really, this is the way I look at it. Catcher is going to be catcher Sanchez. First base Voit. All right, Voit actually proved himself, in my opinion. I think he definitely did prove himself to be a starter for the Yankees. However, can he prove it again next year with a full year? Potentially. I want to see what happens. His second base is going to be Torres. Shortstop Didi or Machado. Oh, third base Andujar. Left field, I say give to Stanton. And Hicks goes to center. Judge in right. Now, or Hicks or McCutchen. One of the two. Alternate between who you face off. All right, see the matchups and everything. See who's done better against who. Ooh, all right, now the question is who's the DH? And honestly, I say it's either it's whoever you sat, whether it's Machado or Machado, Kutch, Didi, or Hicks. One of those four plays DH, and then you have another one as a bench option. And think of it like this: if you go into an interleague play and you go into an NL. Think of it like this. You have Hicks, Gardner, Didi, Machado, or McCutchen off the bench. That's something that makes me quiver as a relief pitcher, honestly. Because, I mean, obviously we gotta focus on this. We gotta really just pay attention to this. Is who is going to go ahead and who is going to be that option. But that's beside the point. Now, I want to go ahead and I want to talk about, a lot of people are worried about the contract situation. All right, the contract situation really isn't that bad of an issue. All right, because a lot of people are turning around. They're also like, oh, we want to sign Harper. We want to sign, we want to sign a ton of guys. The first thing you want to do if you want to sign both Harper and Machado, you got to go ahead and you got to get rid of Ellsbury. Something, whether it's prospects, international spending money, something. You have to get rid of Ellsbury's contract and a couple of other bad contracts. You could even get rid of Holder and Sessa if you wanted to. And I'll make that argument all the time. All right, we got rid of Warren pretty easily. So, I mean, hey, Sessa, Holder, there's the door. Have Holder hold the door. Yep, good joke right there. Good joke. I like that one. Let me use that one from now on. All right, but anyway, back to what I was saying. Pretty much the way I look at it is like this. For the contract, a lot of people are turning around and they're saying, we want to go ahead and we want to get Patrick Corbin. That's fine. That's perfect. That's dandy. It's fabulous. It's just know this. Okay? Just know this. We need to pay a Corbin, Harper, Machado. Do I think we can sign all three? Absolutely. I think we can sign all three. Hands down, no problem. Now, here's the other question. And what happens to, what happens to CeCe? What happens to Sonny Gray? What happens with the rest of the rotation? Right now, the Yankees have a pretty solid rotation in going for them. All right, Sevy, Tanaka, Happ, Lynn, Gray. CeCe is technically out of his contract right now, but he wants to pitch one more year. And a lot of people are saying, oh, CeCe's going to retire. But if we know CeCe's going to want to pitch one more year. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees go ahead and bring him back. All right? And CeCe is... And the reason a lot of people love Sabathia is that he's an absolute team player. I mean, how can I put it? Best example. Look at that Tampa Bay game where he hit Sucre. He was fined $500,000. And he doesn't care. He didn't care. Why? Because they targeted his teammate, and CeCe turns around and he throws at their catcher to pretty much send a message, say, hey, that's my team. That's, those are my guys. So if one guy in any sport is deserving of a pay cut, hands down, it's absolutely CC. And I'm pretty sure he'd be willing to sign for possibly 2.5 mil. I mean, that's just a guess. As I wouldn't be surprised if he does. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. But I definitely think he will. And the same thing with Corbin. Just to get on a contender. Just to turn around for Corbin to say that, hey, I can wear pinstripes for a year. Or if I sign, for a little bit less money. And I mean, look at basketball. We see it all the time with them. I mean, Cousins signed for the mid-level exception. Alright? And this is the best center in the NBA. And I'll say it. He's the best center in the NBA. DeMarcus Cousins can do anything. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure Corbin wouldn't mind signing in for less money. And I'm pretty sure that, CeCe wouldn't mind signing for less money. And I mean, how long... Here's my question. Who are you willing to sign longer? Corbin or Machado? And Harper. I'll throw Harper in there. Who are you willing to sign for more? Both Harper and Machado? Or are you looking to just sign, Corbin for long term? Personally, if I'm the Yankees, I'm thinking of signing, Corbin maybe to a 1-year player option deal or team option deal. Well, maybe worth 5 mil, maybe 6. And then same thing for CC, except, less money. But no option, just 1 year, 2.5 mil. I mean, honestly, I think it works. I really do. Ooh, and... How can I put it? A lot of people are just complaining about the fact that, Machado's going to go ahead, he's going to rub off on these younger players. Folks, he's not going to rub off on anybody. Okay, Machado can't rub off on anybody. Alright? Everybody else's game is everybody else's game. Alright? Stan's game is different from Judge's. My game is different from anybody else's on my team. Even for track. Alright? DeMarcus Cousins' game is different than Rajon Rondo's in the NBA, alright? And yeah, I'm using different references is from different sports because it makes sense. Brady's game is different than Malcolm Jenkins' game. And a lot of people are turning around and, they're probably like, oh, why are you comparing different positions? It's simple, alright? You guys want to turn around and go ahead, compare Machado to a third baseman and a second baseman when he's probably going to play shortstop up to replace Didi, and it's really, what are you doing? What are y'all doing? Y'all comparing different positions. I mean, does it make sense that I just compared, Tom Brady to Malcolm Jenkins, a safety to a quarterback? No, it doesn't. But that's what you guys are doing. You guys are comparing shortstops, third basemen, and second basemen. It's the guys who don't even matter. Or who aren't even going to play that position. I mean, could Machado be shifted over to third base? Absolutely. They could turn around, give Andujar a day off. And a lot of people are saying put Andujar or Torres at first base. I mean, Torres you can't really put at first base. He's too short for it. But Andujar you could toss over at first base. I mean, Machado could probably play first base. I mean, I bet if you train Didi, he could play first base. So really, you gotta train these guys for their positions. You can't just turn around and say, "Oh, Machado, you're signed. You're signed to be a DH." No, hang on. Actually, backtrack that. You can't just turn around and say, "Oh, Stanton, we brought you here from the Marlins. Yeah, your contract technically says that you're a right fielder, but we're just gonna put you at DH for the rest of your career." How's that sound? It makes no sense. There's no reason to put him at a DH. But his primary position is right field. Did he struggle in left field last year? Absolutely he did. However, you got to remember, he's making the adjustment from right to left. In a sense, it's a little bit different. And now, a lot of people are going to turn around and be like, oh, it's the outfield. It's not really a difference. Yeah, it is a difference. It's a big difference. These guys, it's a big difference, all right? All right, let's see you go out there and play left field. Say it's easy. All right, let's see ya. Go for it. You know what? Go to center field. Have fun with that. You know what? Do that leaping catch that Mike Trout did. And then say it's easy. Alright? Yeah. That's what I kind of thought. Yeah. Putting a nail on that coffin. Yeah, you already know how I'm doing it. Yeah. What am I even saying anymore? I don't even know. But honestly, I think Machado... And a lot of people are going to turn around and say, oh, the Yankees don't need Machado. Why do we need Machado? Oh, okay. Now, folks, I'm not speaking as a Yankee fan. I'm speaking as a broadcaster, honestly. All right, the Yankees need Machado simply because of the fact that they're not going to have a shortstop. Who are you going to put at shortstop? Like, who are we going to put at shortstop? And a lot of people will turn around and say, oh, well, we'll just put Torres at shortstop. All right, who are you going to put at second base? Ace, you can make the argument for Torres, but a lot of people are going to turn around and say, we want that power in the lineup. And I absolutely agree. I want the power in the lineup, too. All right, I want a lot of things. I want a lottery ticket that actually wins me something. And instead of saying, ha, you lost, sucker. Alright, that hurts my feelings when that happens, man. Y'all ever had that happen to you where you just turn around, you get a lottery ticket, open up, it's like, hey, you might have won. And then it's like, you look on the back, it's like, nope, you didn't win. Hey, haha, you fell for it. And then you just sit there and you regret every decision you ever made. And you're like, should have bought the $1 ticket. But that's me. Honestly, and this will kind of be like my last thought on it. This will be my last thought on, like, you know, the Machado situation. I definitely think that the Yankees can more than 100% sign Machado. Am I saying they're going to? Absolutely not. All right, that's what a lot of people have been getting confused on. Guys, I'm not saying that they're going to sign him. I'm saying they should. Will they? I don't know. I'm not Brian Cashman. I'm not anybody to make that decision, all right? Do I think that Machado to the Yankees is a good move? Absolutely. All right? He would definitely fill a hole. He'd definitely be an awesome spot to put in between. Like, imagine this. Imagine the lineup is this. Imagine it's McCutchen, Judge, Machado, and then Stanton. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to back to back to back. Heck, and you gotta pitch to one of those guys. Throwing Machado in between Stanton and Judge, I almost said Studge, for whatever reason. Honestly, it's interesting. I definitely think that, you know, should the Yankees sign Machado? Absolutely. Do I think they're going to? I don't know. I'm not Cashman. And so, alright guys, so that's going to go ahead. That's going to do it for me. I definitely did enjoy talking about that subject a little bit more. Or hopefully next week I should have the World Series results and who's going to be in it. Because obviously Game 7 for the ALCS, I believe, is either Sunday or Monday, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. And it's going to be interesting. So, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. I always do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. I love you guys with all my heart. I really do. I definitely thank you guys so much for listening. Guys, I will be back next week. Same time as always. You guys already know what time. I'm 7 o'clock right here. Guys, thank you guys so much for listening to the Sports Talks here on Wkcv, the voice of Keystone College. Guys, have a great night, and I will see you guys next week. Oh, man. What's up, Gary? Nice, man. Nice, Gary. Definitely do appreciate the support, man. Oh, woo! That was definitely a good show. I definitely think that Machado subject is definitely one that's going to get a lot of people going. And the reason I shared it with that MLB group, and real quick, I did share my stream with with my MLB True Fans group or whatever. Or they are. Apparently they consider themselves true fans and everything like that. But the funny thing is, they turn around and they say, I don't know anything on sports. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, folks, about that. I actually know what I'm talking about. Alright? I actually study this stuff. So, for the guys who turn around and say, you know, I'm saying this stuff out my ass. No, I'm not saying it out my ass. I'm actually a guy who he is interning and has his own radio show instead of a set up mic. Like, to just turn around and go off of whatever. Or just go off of some facts that I have to pull off of MLB.com. Like, I don't really... Like, let me put it to you like this, guys. If you guys don't know, I don't go off of a script. Alright? I don't go off a script. Alright? I simply go off of facts. Okay? But that's just me. Alright, definitely kept you guys on a little bit longer than I should have. But that's whatever. Alright, guys, so I'm going to wrap it up. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you guys so much for listening, in a sense. Guys, love you guys with all my heart. I really do. I definitely do appreciate the support. Thank you guys so much. Guys, I will be back here again next week on next Thursday, 7 o'clock, same time. I'm Facebook, YouTube. I'll start off. Probably start you guys off at the same time. I kind of had to, like, switch you guys. Because for whatever reason, Facebook Live wasn't working on my phone. So I had to switch Facebook over to my iPad and then YouTube over to my phone, if that makes sense. So, alright, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely do appreciate it. Guys, I'll see you guys later. Later, YouTube. Signing you guys out first.